Hello you guys, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video I wanted to show you what I recently found and purchased off of Amazon, and I am absolutely in love with it. So if you watched my pajama party, you know that I had mentioned creating like a dream journal, and I was going back and forth over which one I wanted to use. I had kind of started one. I really feel like my one little word journal is kind of a dream journal too, because it's setting goals, it's giving yourself a vision, but I hadn't really started it. I don't know, I was kind of going back and forth. I was getting caught up on some things. Well, then I found this on Amazon, and actually I saw it on Vanessa Johanna Instagram or Facebook. It was one of those. I saw it and I was like, I love Katie Daisy. She has such beautiful art. And so anyway, let's get to it. So she has several that are out. She has Moonflower, she has How to Be a Wildflower, and so anyway, I wanted to kind of do like a little flip through and then talk about what I'm going to do for my dream journal. So first of all, I bought these stickers. I haven't opened them up yet. I've been just kind of getting things, have been a little busy lately, but these are like planner stickers, but they are but of course you can use them in your journal, and of course they're her beautiful lettering and artwork, and just really really pretty stickers. So I bought those, and then this is an actual book that's called How to Be a Wildflower, a field guide. And so look at this beautiful artwork in here, and it's basically a book about going out in nature, finding places, like for instance, get lost in an unfamiliar town, and she lists a list of towns here. So it's kind of like almost an inspiration, camping checklist, just kind of getting outdoors and looking for plants, looking for things, hike the Appalachian Trail, daydream under the giant sequoias, just really some different places that you can visit, and of course just beautiful artwork here and magical places to visit. And what's really interesting is it actually has Austin, which that's the closest to me, back float in Austin's Barton Springs on an early August morning. And if you have never been to Barton Springs, it is spring fed. It's a natural water, but they've like built it up. I have a picture of my mom standing next to it. It's like a pool, and it's freezing, you guys, freezing water. It's so cold because it is a natural spring. I think I've gone a couple times. I don't remember staying in the water that long. My friend, she used to swim every morning, brave soul. She's still trying to get me out there to swim, but I'm like, oh my gosh, that water is freezing. But anyway, so it's really getting outdoors and embracing, the world that God has given us. So I really love this book. So anyway, just the pictures alone are inspiration. Of course, I think about it, and I thought, oh, I could keep chickens. Of course I have chickens, but the thing is I could totally see myself ripping this book up, but I am not, because it's too beautiful to read. Look at this turtle. Oh my gosh. But if anything, she totally inspires me to paint more of nature things, for sure. So anyway, beautiful book. I have been reading over it, looking over it, imagining. Now, if anybody knows me, they know I'm not really an outdoorsy person. And I have to tell you a story about yesterday. But I'm going to go into this book first. So, long story about outdoorsy. We grew up in the outdoors. My dad is a very big outdoorsman. And so we always were outside camping, doing all the things. I mean, every weekend we were doing something. As I've grown older, I've got to where I'm not that crazy about it, and I'll tell you why. One, the bugs are horrible. And yesterday I was being one with nature. Actually, we have a ton of beautiful butterflies here. Oh, this was just something that I was kind of thinking about, and I'll go into that in just a moment. But I'm going to just flip through here while I kind of tell you my little outdoorsy story. This is actually a workbook, and it's called A Journal for Self-Discovery in Nature. And this is where you actually can kind of do some actual documentation, like if where do you feel the most alive? Is it on top of the mountain? Is it arms of a lover? Describe that place here. So, you know, you can, right here, you can take photos, you can take clippings, you could put magazines in here. You know, it's basically kind of like a journal that that I do anyway. So, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to, and that's what I'm going to be kind of using it towards, what I have in mind, just like some future things that I want to do, my dream journal, daydreams, things that I'm dreaming of. That's what I'm going to plan out in here. It does include going on the road, so this is a road trip playlist. But again, so towns to visit, you can list your towns. So I'm not necessarily going to use it, maybe more or less as a collage items, you know, or maybe a place that I want to be. So this is kind of just like creating a dream journal, but the illustrations and the artwork in here are just gorgeous. So a camping checklist. So I'm just going to, like I said, I was just going to kind of flip through here and show you guys what it looks like while I tell you my story yesterday. So I was like, oh, we've had such beautiful butterflies, and the hummingbirds are starting to migrate back south, so we always get quite a bit of hummingbirds here, and the butterflies have just been gorgeous. And we have these lantanas in the front, and they basically have been fluttering around and everything. So I go outside and I'm like, I'm gonna take a picture. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty, because there is a part in here that she talks about finding finding a butterfly and documenting about it, right? So I'm like, oh my goodness, I can actually do a piece of this that it's like, you know, that she kind of prompts you to do. Look at this, gorgeous. It's so pretty. So, oh, so like list your wildflowers here. I have a whole book on wildflowers, and then she has a bunch of different types of wildflowers, like the bluebonnet's really big here where I live in Texas, and I could put the date and the location of it. And then you could actually press, I think right here, press your flowers here, which I think is so cute because I love pressing flowers anyway. But so I thought, okay, I'm going to go out there and be one with nature and take pictures of this beautiful butterfly. Oh yeah, so here's the list of butterflies. This is the one that I saw, and I put it on my Instagram story. So if you check that, or if you've already seen that, it was on my thing. Well, I'm out there, you know, I'm like, I think admiring it and being like, oh, this is so pretty. And then I'm attacked by mosquitoes, and I come inside and I have like 10 or 12 mosquito bites on me. And I'm like, this is why I'm not one with nature here in Texas, because one of the things that she mentions in this book is, but see how much room back here? I'm sorry I'm jumping around, but I just want to like give you my thoughts as I'm looking. Speaking of thoughts, there it says thoughts. But it gives you so much room to like create back here, like add the different things. If you don't want to cover up your leaves, you know, that kind of thing, there's a lot of space to get creative on. And so constellations is so pretty. Yeah, so a moonlit walk without a flashlight. I don't know, unless it was a very big full moon and I knew where I was going. I'm just paranoid of snakes and whatnot around here. So, but one of the things that she does mention in here, which kind of like, because I know she's out of Oregon, is to, you know, when you go hiking or when you go back camping, unless it's in the winter months here, you're not going to be bringing a jacket. You're going to be bringing like a fan in here in Texas. And I think that's why I haven't really been introduced to camping, because I can't sleep like that in the heat and the sweat and the, you know, it's just unbearable here to me. And when I was younger, it didn't faze me at all, really. But as I'm older, I'm like, oh, where's the air conditioning? Oh my goodness, I know, it's totally spoiled. But, or not spoiled, but just not wanting to, I'm just not my jam, okay, not my thing. But anyway, it's gorgeous, this book, and I'm gonna kind of use it as my dream journal, because a lot of it is just beautiful pages, and I feel like it really kind of you know, really feeds to my creativity, goals, and dreams. And I just thought, oh, this would be perfect. So this is what I'm going to be doing, my dream journal. Now, I'm going to do something that many, if you think this cover is beautiful, might cringe, but I'm going to make it my own cover because it's going to be my dream journal, and that is part of making it your own. So, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paint it. And I went back and forth over, like, what should I put on the cover? Should I put Imagine the Possibilities? Should I put, I wonder how this is bound. Is it stream bound? Let me just see here. I'm just curious. Oh yeah, it is signatures. Okay. Oh wait, what is this? Hold on, let me see here. Oh yeah, okay. So it will last over time. I was just thinking that, I know you could totally cut this out and put it in another different, but I think it'll last. I think it'll be fine. It will probably end up being super, super fluffy. So that might be something to consider, is adding it to a different cover. Didn't think about that. But this way, at least you know that it's not going to, you know, with the glue and stuff, I know it would probably come apart, because once you start adding all the things that you want to add in here, it's going to get quite fluffy. Okay, now that I have it all cut up, I'm going to come in, and this is actually one of the pieces that were on the back of that inside this cookbook cover. So I'm going to just come in here and get my hole punch and go through the process of punching each one. Now, I know that like it has all the rough edges and some of the strings on them from the signatures being in the original book, but I'm okay with that because it kind of gives it that, I don't know, kind of like a journal of great use and kind of maybe vintagey, you know, kind of something like that. So I am going to come in here and paint this cover because for one, even though I cleaned it up a little bit here, it's still kind of yucky. So I'm going to cover it with paint. And so yeah, I'm going to just come in here and put these in here. So I'm going to go ahead and punch, and then we'll come back and start painting the cover, and we'll paint the inside as well. Alright, so I have the cover covered in gesso, and then I have this piece of material that I bought at a thrift store, and it's kind of cut in a triangle, torn, kind of weird, but I'm going to just go ahead and put it onto this journal. Sorry, I'm limited on space here because I've been creating all day, and I am such a messy creator. So we're going to try to move some stuff out of the way. Okay, so here we have the cover, and I kind of cut some of these little things off. We're going to use some of my favorite decoupage, which is Collage Podge by, I've used this forever, years and years, by Tracy Barista. And I buy it on Amazon because I used to buy it at Hobby Lobby and they stopped selling it. So I found it on Amazon, which you get a lot more for your dollar amount anyway, so that's good. And so I'm just kind of putting a generous amount here. And like I mentioned earlier, this has been covered in gesso. And I was thinking about this while I was letting it dry. You know, like kind of how do I plan on carrying this around? Like, because I do want to have it as an adventure journal, but I don't want to, you know, I want to put all the things in it. So I'm not sure, because it's quite a big journal. Most of the time I carry my notepads in my journal with me all the time, because you never know when you're going to be able to add things. So I think with this one, unless I know I'm going to be going out and about where I want to use it, it will probably just stay on my desk. So yeah, so I'm just going to do that, and then what I'm going to do is just kind of come over here. Actually, I think I am going to cut this off. These are not the most sharpest scissors. But, and this, I actually thought I had done a YouTube video on my last journal that I put together with the cookbook, but it was actually done on Instagram. So if you go to Instagram, and it's in my stories, I have it as a saved option. It's called My Happy Journal. And so you can see, and it's quite a fast, it's that speed up video where you can see it a lot faster. And it's done to music. So yeah, so I'm just gonna pull this tight here, cut off. I'm gonna get my material scissors. somehow pull this tight. Maybe I need more glue. This is not working with me here. I don't remember this being this difficult on my other one. It's not quite. I think it must be that. Okay. There we go. Alright, so we're going to let this dry, and then we're going to come back and paint the covers. Make sure there's no bubbles in there. Alright, you guys, so the next step is I put a big blob of acrylic gesso. Oh shoot, spill the water. Da da da, no worries. Spilt my watercolor water. Okay, so the next step is I'm going to cover this entire journal, front and back, with this. I put quite a bit on here, but it's going to cover both sides. So this is just so it kind of like creates a base for me to paint on. And I'm going to show you guys whenever this dries and I come back, I'll show you the journal that I created. I think it was last year. Now, who's given me the idea to use an old cookbook is the Rebookery. So if you get a chance, her name is Gina. She's super creative and just totally out of the box. I love her, love watching her videos. And so so yeah, get a chance if she's the one who's kind of created journals from cookbooks, and I thought, well, what a clever idea. So yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and cover this inside and the outside with this, both so we can prepare it to paint. Alright, you guys, so for this part of the video I'm going to be doing a voiceover, and I'm basically in this section right here I am cutting out the material to make her dress. So I think what happened is I kind of just started filming, and I didn't start filming, and so I went ahead and painted her in, but what we missed is that I cut the dress out, and of course it didn't quite fit into her frame that I had sketched out, so I basically just went on the outline of the dress with green paint, and then I added pink and put her some striped leggings on there. So I apologize that I didn't catch this on camera, but there's definitely lots of videos out there of me painting girls, so I just posted one for my Autumn Bliss journals, so you kind of get the idea of me painting on the outside. So now I'm basically adding around the girl. I wanted to do this as an all-season type journal, and so I'm going around and going to be painting in the different seasons around her. So well, as you can see, I was interrupted quite a bit during this filming phase, so I'm starting over again with finishing up my painting of the girl, and so I'm getting a fresh plate with fresh paint on it to finish it up. So to be honest, I really got this idea as part of one of the images in Katie Daisy's workbook. She has a quote about seasons, and then on that page she has lots of leaves and nature around those around the quotes, so you can see the different season change. And I thought, that would be a really cute idea for the cover, is to have all the seasons around the girl. So I'm basically just kind of doing that. Going to be adding, you can see my snowflakes up there in the left-hand corner, and then down below that is fall, and then spring, and then summer. Or I guess summer and then spring. So yeah, so I'm just kind of creating edges with flowers and some leaves, and I'm going to be adding the little round pieces there on the right, on our right when we're looking at her, is going to be roses. And so my roses just consist of round painting in rounds, and then adding different colors to each of the roses. And of course, a journal would not be complete without a rainbow, so we're adding the rainbow at the top. Just kind of doing some candy colors up there for her. I went back and forth over kind of adding like different things, like a coffee cup, because you know that is going to be a big part of my dream journal, is learning how to be a barista and travel. And so that is, I thought about adding that on there, but I thought, you know, we're just going to keep with just adding the different seasons on there as well. So yeah, so we're just kind of filling in the pages there. Now, what my plan is to do is to come back and do this kind of as a step. So the inside of the journal will be done at a later date. I'm just basically getting this front cover completed, and that way we can go ahead and add the journal into there and be ready to go. And again, this is a work in progress. I feel like it's something that will be added to throughout a long time, actually, because it's going to take a while to fill this up, because it's just going to be different bits and pieces of places I want to see, some traveling I want to do, maybe some quotes, just different things, information, beautiful scenes, just a real dreamy journal that I want to keep. And the reason I don't think I mentioned this, but the reason I did choose to do a cookbook is because I thought about just using the journal itself that I put on the inside the pages, just to keep adding to it. But I wanted to have an opportunity to be able to open a binder and clip in pictures, or clip in articles, or maybe pieces of my artwork within there. And so maps and all the things that we love to add to our journals, I wanted a place to be able to actually open up and add it in there and not worry about it getting too fluffy or not having enough space, or definitely needed. I love the journal. I love the dream. I love having the workbook, but I wanted to definitely be able to add different things in there to make it my own, and to add inspiration there. So anyway, so that's kind of one of the reasons I did choose a cookbook. As I mentioned earlier, I was going to show you guys the other cookbook that I had made into a journal, but I didn't get a chance to do it into this video. But we're going to be doing lots of other videos with this journal, so I'll pop it in the next time maybe I can do the inside to show you guys one of the pages that I'll be doing. So but it's such a great, I love these cookbooks. Like I said, it is something that I won't be able to really kind of take with me probably, on a daily basis. But I used it last year. Of course, we were home for the pandemic, but I used it last year for, I think it was like September, October, and November, as I put all into that journal. So, and then I moved into for December, I had a different journal for that. So yeah, so it worked out perfectly. I was able to add art pieces and just kind of junk it up and layer it up and add all the things in there. So, and as you can see, if you come back and look at, I'm just adding layers. And I really feel like with art pieces like this, you can continue adding things on there. If you want to do some stamping, you could do some stamping, but I basically just really wanted to get the basis done, but it's going to be a continuous piece that I'll be working on. So definitely think she's adorable, and I think she's perfect for this journal cover. She's kind of like, I have a dream, and I am curious and excited. So that's really the feel that I wanted to be in this video, that she is ready for anything, and she's got her little cute pink hat on. So yeah, and I love adding material. So there you see me trying to add some. Again, this is something I may put on later on, but for now we're just gonna keep adding some layers on there and be done with it. Alright you guys, I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.